this show called Science Isn't Scary. Today I've got all of my animal friends with me, and we're going to be talking about animal habitats. Now I've got my little fishy right here, and do you guys know what this is? This is an armadillo. Now, would fish and armadillo live in the same habitat? I hope you said no, because fish need to be in the water, and armadillo needs to be in the forest, someplace where he can crawl around the ground and look for things to eat. So they live in totally different places, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Also, if you take a look over here to my flamingo, is he in the right habitat? Do flamingos climb up and roost in trees? I hope you said no, because that's what we're going to be talking about today. Well, we just thought he might be funny sitting up in that tree right there. All right, so boys and girls, scientists take our Earth and divide it into 6 main biomes, or I like to call them just habitats. Places where different animals live, where they can find food and shelter in a certain region. So we have all of these habitats laid out for you. 6 of them are the main categories, and then there's a couple special ones that are only found on a few places on Earth. So we have oceans, we have the polar regions, which is tundra, we have the deserts, okay? And we come over here, we have rainforests and the woodland forest, as well as savanna and grassland. Those are the 6 main ones. And then we have a few special ones I'll talk about at the end. So I have got some animals with me today. Now, boys and girls, this is not all of the animals that live on Earth. If I did that, we would be here forever. All right, so we are going to pull out some animals and put them in the right habitats. I hope you can guess which ones go where. So what I'm going to do actually first is talk about the ocean and find ocean animals to go in the water. Now, the ocean is a really neat habitat because of how deep it is. Now, do you know something else that's different about the ocean? How is it different, boys and girls, than say a lake or a river or a pond? And I hope you know that ocean is salt water, okay? And so the animals that we're going to be talking about today are going to live in salt water, not fresh water. Now, the ocean also is very, very deep. It's a lot deeper than any lake or river. And so as we go down the ocean depths, we get different types of critters and animals that live in the ocean. Some are very unique and scary, and I'll show you one here in just a minute. So let's talk about some animals that will live in the ocean. This is one that a lot of people fear. You guys know what this is? Surely you've said it's a shark. So we're going to stick him in the ocean. That's where he likes to live. Another animal we have is the whale. This happens to be an orca. I'm going to put him in the water. Okay. What about our sea turtle? Okay, a sea turtle likes to go in the water. Here's one of my cool fish. I like this one. Do you guys know what this is? Look at this big back. This is a sail. This is a sailfish, and he likes to jump in and out of the water. But he stays in the water for all of his food. Now, wouldn't it be really weird if you're just walking on the beach and all of a sudden you see this sailfish walking on the water or walking on the beach up into the grass and through the parking lot trying to find something to eat? It doesn't happen, does it? That's because this animal is made to live in the water. And in this water, he will find everything he needs to live and to eat. Okay? What else do I have in here? Oh, this is one that we might find up near the shore. This is going to be a ray. Now, there's different kinds of ray in the ocean. We have manta rays and stingrays. Now, if this was a stingray, it would have barbs on its tail. You gotta be very careful if you're walking in the sand where the rays live, because it might get you. And we wouldn't want that to happen. Also, in the tide pool, we have our sea stars, our starfish. They live in the ocean. Also, we have porpoises and dolphins. Now, these 2 critters are very much alike. The only difference really on them are their noses. One nose is more round and one is more pointed. So we'll put our porpoises and our dolphins in the water. Here's one you probably all recognize. Here's our little clownfish. And again, you'll never see a clownfish on land, or if you're out hiking in the woods, you'll never see a clownfish, would you? Because they live in the water. Here's something that some people like to eat. That's a crab. He loves to live in the water. Now, these two animals, this is an octopus because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has 8 legs. This is a squid. If we would count right here, he actually has 10. Now, this octopus often looks like the squid when he's swimming. He'll squish all up and put the legs together just like this squid. Okay, so those are two other ocean animals. This is an eel. Okay, he likes to hide in the rocks that are down deep in the ocean. So we'll put him in there too. Now, if you'll remember, I talked about that the ocean is very, very deep. And the deeper you go, the colder it gets and the less light there is. So at the very bottom of the ocean are some scary animals like this fish. This is a lanternfish. He has a little hook on the top of his head that can dangle down over in front of those big, giant, scary teeth. And another smaller fish might come by, and then he can close up on it and eat it. This is one of the ones that you'll find way deep down in the depths of the ocean. All right. Now, there's a lot more ocean fish and animals, but this is just the ones I have. Remember, everything that these animals need is in the water. Places for them to live and food for them to eat. It's all in the ocean. Now, when one animal eats another animal, another one eats the next animal, that's called a food chain. Here at the library, we have a lot of books about food chains. So you might be interested in coming and getting one of those and learning about which animals eat other animals. Okay? That's the way that they live. All right, our next biome or habitat I want to talk about is the tundra. A tundra is a very flat, treeless area usually. It's covered with snow and ice different times of the year, and there might even be like icebergs and big mountains of ice. So what animals live in the tundra? I bet you already have a couple ideas. I hope you said polar bear, because that's right. And you'll see that he's white, just like his surroundings, so that helps camouflage him against the predators that might be there. And I bet you also said penguin. Penguins love to live on that ice and up in the Arctic region. The only other animal I have is the leopard seal. Okay, and so those live in the Arctic where it is cold. Okay, up in the tundra area. All right, let's move over here and talk about the savanna and the grasslands. Now, when you go to the zoo, because I know you do, moms, and I'd love to take you to the zoo, most of the animals you see there, the big ones that everyone loves, are the ones that come from Africa that live on the grasslands. There'll be a few trees here and there for some animals to be able to pull those leaves down and eat, but most of it is grassland. So what are some of the animals that are there? A zebra would be on the grasslands. Of course, we have our lions, okay, our mama and our papa lions. Actually, those are both papas because they have lots of hair around their head called their manes. Okay, we have our giraffes that live on the savannas. We have rhinoceroses that live on the savannas. We also have elephants that live there. Now, hippos are a part of this environment, but they live in the rivers. They spend up to 16 hours a day in the rivers. Now, I don't have a river here, so you have to pretend, but he is actually a water animal, but lives in the savanna and grassland area. All right, I have these two animals that look very much alike. One is a cheetah and one is a leopard. Do you know how to tell the difference? Well, the spots are about the same, but if you look at their face, do you see on the face of this? This is the cheetah. He looks like he's got tear marks, or maybe we would say his mascara has run. Okay, so a black line coming out of the eyes means you have a cheetah, and then this is the leopard. Okay, and these animals, of course, are going to live here as well. And everything that they need to eat is here. They'll be eating some of the smaller animals and chasing them down and eating them. where other animals might eat some of the grass or the leaves off of a tree. All right. What about here in the United States? We have a lot of woodlands, don't we? And we don't have flamingos, okay? Flamingos are not going to be in the tree when we go walking in the forest. But what might you find in our forests? We might find badgers, okay? Around here in Indiana, we have a lot of deer. If you go up further north, especially up in Canada, you'll find moose. They live in the woodlands. And the only other animal that I have as little critters here is the little black bear. Over here on my table with my soft critters, we have fox and rabbit, chipmunks. All of these are also woodland animals. You'll find them in the woods. All right, the next biome is our desert. Now, a desert is very sandy and hot and dry. And I'm sure, boys and girls, you've already thought of the animal that lives there. It's a camel. Okay, this camel can go quite a long time without any water, which is good because he lives in the desert. All right, rainforest is our 6th different habitat. And we have 2 animals that live in the rainforest. One is your gorillas, and then this is a little antelope called a bongo, and I don't think he stands. I think he's going to have to sleep. All right, so those are 2 animals that I know of that I have that live in the rainforest. Now, there are a couple places on Earth where there are some strange animals, and they're only found in one area. One is the kangaroo. Okay, do you know where the kangaroo lives? Need to reach all the way over here. He lives in Australia, and he lives in the outback. It's also very much savanna-like, grassland-like, and they live there. That's their only place. The other animal I have is our little panda. Okay, panda bears live in the bamboo forest of China. Very unique habitat made just for those pandas because they love to chomp on bamboo. All right, boys and girls, you can see my tub here is empty. I have no more animals to show you today, but I bet at your house you have a bucket full of animals. Why don't you pull them out sometime and try to guess which habitat they live in? Remember, there's 6 main ones. We have the ocean, we have the tundra, the desert, the rainforest, the regular, just a wooded forest, and then the savanna grasslands. All right, boys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed this episode and maybe learned something about the habitats of animals. I'm Miss Lisa, and you've been watching Science Isn't Scary. Join me again next week for another cool idea.